episode of Global News Podcast. And once, as we already know, of course, you know, I got my duo partner at hand, DualCon 5.
Yes.
Everybody give them a round of applause. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Whoa. Yay. Woo. Okay.
Right, so-
this has been the several time that I've re-entered the show. We haven't been... Okay, so if you want to, I don't even have to introduce myself. But for those who are new, I am DualCon 5.
Fast as lightning.
No, I'm not that fast.
Are we going to talk about the book?
No.
Okay.
No, we don't need to discuss the book. Anyways, okay, today's topic, if I'm reading my script correctly, it says Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, what is Animal Crossing New Horizons? Why don't you go ahead and tell them?
Well, actually, you're the expert in this, but
yes, right.
We are going to go over today Animal Crossing
New Horizons
New Horizons
on the Nintendo Switch.
which is a game that's been out for a while, right?
Yeah.
And it's very popular.
It first came out in 2020.
2020.
When the pandemic was still going on.
Yes. Okay, so it came out in 2020, and it has since been a phenomenon sensation for the Nintendo Switch. Now I have a question for you.
Yes.
What makes Animal Crossing what it is? Because you know what I thought it was at first when I kept hearing you talk about Animal Crossing?
A Crossy Road.
Yes, I thought it was the game Crossy Road.
Where you just swipe on the screen.
I'm like, we're not going to get we're not going to get Animal Crossing because we know, and I'm visualizing Crossy Road. So it's two separate games.
Yes.
But of course, Animal Crossing is a sensation. Now, who would basically, what age groups that you would see playing this game?
Well, I don't see anyone because it mostly is just for all people. Now, wait a minute. This game about cartoon animals where you're first of all, what? First of all, you're like what? This game about cartoon animals is something for adults? Yes, because it has one thing that other games don't teach.
So
taxes.
you're telling me
taxes.
So,
taxes. Play that. Never mind. I was gonna ask to play that. What was that sound again? Yes, taxes. The one key goal in video games.
So, are you sure? Are you telling me that you actually see grown individuals playing that game, usually online or through Twitch or something like that?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Can you actually play that on Twitch or no?
No,
you gotta
Twitch
have a
is more of like Discord.
Switch, not
no. Switch is more of like Discord and YouTube together. It's a live streaming. It's more of like a live streaming place to live stream. Now, here's something you probably didn't know. You can't stream on the Nintendo Switch without a capture card. I don't know what those are. And I don't know where those sounds are coming from either. But
well, never mind that, right?
Yeah. You need a capture card, which you have to link it to a computer, which means you have to have a computer, which costs probably a lot of money. A Switch, which isn't that much, but sure costs a lot, and a capture card, which costs a lot of money.
And what's a capture card?
A capture card. Sorry, a capture card allows you to, live stream on that device, because if you can't live stream on the device, for example, in N64, how do you think people get the footage for Super Mario 64 on the NES? No, not the NES. The N64. Nintendo 64. Yeah.
So with that being said, like, for an example, if actually, what is this 1 year pass that pretty much you can go online and have access to different memberships and games on the Switch. Maybe you can just do it through that, right? Or no?
Now, you can buy certain games on the Switch through certain ways. One being, real life physical. The cartridges are really small. I would know. Okay, I would know. And then, second of all, the second option, you could buy it in virtual, which you don't have to, actually take the effort to go to a store, and you can just go to a Walmart.
Okay.
I don't know why you put that there.
So when you look at it, okay, so we're talking about all those things. So, okay, so July, right? July the 12th, 2022, hot deals coming to Amazon Prime Day, which we just passed. And basically, you could actually get access to Animal Crossing. You could save up to $20.
Yes.
On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games with the Nintendo Switch. If you're looking for some great deals on Nintendo games,
yes,
you've come to the right place.
Yes.
On July the 12th and the 13th, find offers on some of your favorite games and more, including save up to $20 when you buy a select game. Choose from Mario Party Superstars. You can do Super Mario 3D World,
yes,
Bowser's Fury, Animal Crossing,
New Horizon,
which you already have,
mm-hmm,
Mario Tennis, or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? And get Nintendo Switch Online 12-month individual membership together for $59.99. That's a good deal. That's a good deal. So
no, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that you have Animal Crossing? And here's something I didn't mention before, but now I'm going to mention it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to tell all of you that for a long time now. But yes, I have a Nintendo Switch, and yes, I have Animal Crossing. And yes, I have the Animal Crossing Switch as well.
Yes. So thinking about that, so can you tell everyone, so what version of Animal Crossing do you have?
It says New Horizons. It's for the Switch.
Okay. So
there's a deal. If you're getting that mixed up, okay, never mind.
No, I'm not. So you have Animal Crossing
New Horizons,
which
is for the Switch.
Yes.
But there are ones for earlier games like New Leaf, City Folk, and the original Animal Crossing.
Okay, and so this is the latest version, right, of Animal Crossing?
Yes, just a new edition.
Yes. Now, do they make that only on Nintendo, or is it across all other game systems like
I'm afraid
Xbox
not. No.
and PlayStation?
Animal Crossing is exclusive to Nintendo,
Okay.
or as a low. Yeah. Now, how do you know that it's exclusive to Nintendo? Is if on the back of that disc or whatever cartridge or whatever, you'll see the official seal of Nintendo. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that means like it's owned by Nintendo, or Nintendo had a group of people who made it, which means it's legally
they own
Nintendo's.
the license to it.
Yes. But the thing is, sometimes, and I'm just going to say sometimes, I mean, not, yeah. Well, recently on the Switch, if you have looked to the free section, you can see several other games that aren't on the Switch or on Nintendo as a part of Nintendo. You do normally see like, oh, Kirby and Pokemon and Fire Emblem. I don't even know what Fire Emblem is. And Super Mario something. I don't know. Oh, that was a bit loud.
So,
and you see all that. And you'd see all of those other games But here's something you probably wouldn't see on the Switch or on a Nintendo device specifically. Fall Guys.
Oh,
Fall Guys?
Fall Guys.
Yes,
Okay.
Fall Guys. If you don't know, they made a free version. Anyways, Fall Guys isn't a part of the Nintendo, huh? Why would you add this? Nintendo has not only added like more games that weren't a part of Nintendo, and then they make them a part of the Nintendo. Some free games I'm going to mention you can download on your Nintendo Switch now if you have one are Fortnite, Fall Guys, Knockout City, and a couple other ones like Asphalt 9.
That's almost like the PlayStation, right? For if you have access to
Yes.
the network, you can grab those games, right?
As
Free
well.
play.
Yes, free to play games. Now,
So,
other than buying the games that are not a part of Nintendo, you can also buy the games that are buying the games that are part of Nintendo, like Kirby, Forgotten Land, or Super Smash Bros. Or case in point, Animal Crossing. Now, for new beginners like me who started a few days ago, how does Animal Crossing work? Now, this is going to have some spoilers to a little bit further on into the game. So, if you don't want to be spoiled on what the game is, leave the video now, play Animal Crossing, and then come back when you already know what the game is.
wow. So,
All right, you're back. Good. Now,
so with that being said, do you want to tell everyone about Animal Crossing? How is the gameplay? How would you rate it? What does it remind you of in comparison to other games? What made you want to actually get the game? What is it like? Is it worth playing, for how long? Or is it, what would you rate it? What would be the rating?
now, there are a few ratings I take for this game. But for games like this, I don't really know what the game, because the rating falls. Now, here's something, a rule that I establish for me, okay? You can apply it to you or whatever. If a game is beatable or not beatable, if you can beat the game and the objective is over and you don't have anything else to do, like just run around and stuff and backtrack to all the levels that you completed, that is a beatable game right there. And then there's the other type of games that aren't beatable, but can just be downloaded and you could play forever because it doesn't end. But most of those games work like Club Penguin. They're more of like a world-like game where you get to explore and you get to talk to people online. But sadly, most of those games get shut down most of the servers get shut down, or the games end. Like you can't play them anymore, or they don't have access anymore.
I even seen games glitch, like playing.
Well, not like no, not like that.
Like once you get to the
more
end,
like,
it's like
what is
you've
it?
been playing too long.
Toontown.
Uh-huh.
That's one of the games that were like Club Penguin, but I don't think it was shut down because they made a remastered version. Just like Club Penguin got a remastered version, and also Disney's, I'm pretty sure, making like a mobile version of Club Penguin. Anyways, the Animal Crossing falls within the unknown. I don't know how to explain it. It's beatable, and it's more of a world and beatable game at the same time. Because once you like finish all the things and all the tools and all the things that you can create, you have nothing else but to talk to the villagers, explore, get more villagers, and create a task.
Okay.
All I have to do is talk to the villagers, and they give you a task. So if you want to do something in Animal Crossing, boom, there you go.
Okay, so let's go into a little bit about the actual game. Animal Crossing is a social stimulation video game series developed by Nintendo. So it is a Nintendo published game. The series was conceptualized and created by Katsuya and Hashish. In Animal Crossing, the player character is a human who lives in a village inhabited by various anthropomorphic animals and can do various of activities like fishing, bug catching, and fossil hunting. The series is notable for its open-ended gameplay and use of the video game console, internal clock, and calendar to stimulate real passage of time. Since its initial release in 2001, 5 Animal Crossing games have been released, as you mentioned earlier, worldwide. One for the Nintendo 64Q player, enhanced the reissued for the GameCube, Nintendo DS,
3DS.
the Wii. Actually, the Nintendo DS, the Nintendo Wii, and then the Nintendo 3DS, as you mentioned, and the Nintendo Switch. So they made an Animal Crossing on each one of those devices.
Yes, but where was the first Animal Crossing?
It was on the 64.
N64?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the series has been both critically and commercially successful and has sold over 60 million units worldwide.
Ooh.
That's a lot. Three
Yes.
spin-off games have also been released. Animal Crossing
Like-
Happy Home Designer for
Which is a
Nintendo
DLC,
3
which is
DS.
a DLC or an add-on to Animal Crossing, which means it's a part of the game. So
Yes,
it's not a spin-off.
Yes, and the Nintendo Switch. No, actually, when you think about that, Animal Crossing Amiibo
Amiibo Festival. Yes.
for the Wii.
Now,
Wii U.
Now you may be wondering, what is the Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, and how do you get Amiibo for the festival thingy? Now, what is Amiibo? That is a question that some of you guys may be thinking, but most people may not.
You can define it for them.
Amiibo is this figure where at the bottom there's this like little scanning thing, so you can tap it on the Nintendo Switch and it gets put inside of the Nintendo Switch. So then, for that specific game that it can only be used on, the Amiibo can be used on several different games, but it sometimes can be only used for one game or probably two. And so the game will be like, oh, hey, you can use Amiibo if you wanted to. And if you have an Amiibo, just like click this button and then you can put it inside of the game. And so when unlocking an Amiibo inside of the game, it gives you a special feature or something. In Super Mario 64, you can use your Amiibo to find Power Moon. Wait, no, that was Super Mario 64. I meant Odyssey. Sorry. Super Mario Odyssey, you can use your Power Moons to find... Amiibo to find Power Moons. And then in Animal Crossing, you can use Villager Amiibos to get more villagers in your town.
Yes. Now, also, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp for mobile devices, a paid DLC for Nintendo Switch game, Animal Crossing New Horizons, which you have, was also released, named Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise. Now, with that being said, you want to tell us a little bit about Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Yes.
What is it like?
Yes, I do. So, let's just get on with the game. And this is gonna be based on how far I've reached in the game. Okay, so spoiler alert, go. Okay, so you're greeted to Timmy and Tommy, two assistants of Tom Nook Incorporated, and you have purchased
Incorporated.
The Deserted Island Getaway Package, which sends you on a deserted island getaway. Now, it starts off with you giving a little bit of information and some stuff, like some settings, so the game can start off. And then,
how many characters can you pick?
Wait.
Okay.
Just wait. And then, after you're done with all the settings and stuff, you get put in. They're like, the plane's gonna take off, so go to the gate, please. And then they're like, oh, good timing, let's go, yay! And we can board the plane together. And then they go on the plane, and then they're like, okay, we're here. And then they're like, okay, but before you can explore anything, we have to do this meeting because stuff. Now come. And then we meet. Now, you get 2 villagers when you start off. You don't just get like 10 or like 15 or 10,000 quadrillion. You just start off with 2. And those 2 villagers are picked randomly, which means if you change your save data or like you delete the town and you get new villagers. You can't decide which villagers you get. They are randomly decided for you. So you can talk to them, but before you go to the little meeting. And then Tom Nook, Tanuki, bigger than Tommy and Timmy, their leader, is like, okay, I can't wait to spend time with you. Now, I want you guys to go get stuff for the special party we're having tonight. And then he immediately is like, you there, you the only human in this town, come over here right now. And he's like, okay, what do you want? And then he's like, get fruit and get some snacks like pears or something, and then shake all the trees of their branches. Okay. Doop. Here you go. Yes. Okay. So then, they're like, okay, here you go. Okay, we can start the party, and then time skip to nighttime.
So collecting items is a major facet of Animal Crossing. The players can explore the village and gather objects, including fruits from trees, as you just mentioned, seashells, and discarded items. Nearly all objects can be sold for bells.
Bells? Okay. I will talk about that later. What is bells? I will talk about it later.
Which is in-game currency.
No! You said it too late!
Okay, all right.
I will have to give you the ultimate penalty.
Okay.
You have $9,065 in debt, in bell debts.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, players collect objects to obtain more bells. Okay, which can be then used to buy furniture and clothing, purchase home expansions, and play games. The number of specialized tools are available for other activities such as fishing and insect collecting. Yes. As we said earlier, special items such as fossils and paintings may be donated to the village museum.
Now, who works at the now? Let's just finish on with the game because you're spoiling too much already.
Okay.
I don't think we're even on topic.
Okay.
Okay. Look, so then after you get everything, you're just like, okay, we're going to make this unfair choice because clearly that guy is clearly gonna choose what the town name is. to name the town, and then all the three of the villagers are like, all of us were like, and then we're like, okay, you guys will yell the things that you want, the name for the town, and then we will decide who gets to name it. And they're like, and then you're like, this is the name, Island, or whatever the frick you call it, whatever you're gonna call it, whatever you're gonna call it. It's too loud. Calm down. You decide which name you're gonna call it, and you could call it Ohio or New York. You could also just call it China, South China. Mm-hmm. And then like they're like, okay, and then like, okay, clap for the thing you like the most, and then you say yours, and then they go, yes, that was the right sound effect. They're like, okay, clap for the one that you like the most, and then they're like, yay, we like this one because this guy decided it, and they're like, yeah, and then he's like, okay, time to go to sleep, and then later you have this strange dream of a dog just on the guitar like, yo, man, I'll sync you with real time.
Yes.
And then the dream ends, and then it's like, and then you get synced to real time. So whatever time of the day or whatever weather you have, it will be synced to real life, which means if you want to get something, you'll have to wait tomorrow if there's something you can't get at the nighttime. So that's just the basics. But let's get on to the next part.
Yes, so the
next part of the game is immediate debt. And then he's like, oh, hey, he wakes you up in the middle of night or morning or whatever time it's synced to. And it's like, knock, knock, who's at the door? And then he's like, it's me, Tom Nook. I'm here to give you your bill. Wait, you just woke me up in the middle of my sleep to tell me that I have a bill and that I'm in debt? Yes, I did. Now, here's your phone. Wait, I get a free phone? Yeah, you're in debt and you have a free phone now. Okay, that's good. But I'll help you pay off your debt. Here, I've downloaded this app called Nook Miles, which allows you to redeem like these virtual points into real things. And you're gonna use that to pay off your debt because I don't think you have bells. Now bells is a currency money. He already talked about that. Now let's let you talk for a little while, and then we'll get back to the story or how far I've gotten.
So basically, the player can choose to socialize with other animal residents by engaging in conversations, sending and receiving letters, bartending, and playing hide and seek. Residents may move in or out of the village depending on the player's actions. All installments of Animal Crossing allow some form of communication between players, both offline. A single village can house up to 4 human players, right? Though only one can be exploring the village at any given time. The player can interact via written messages through the village, post office, or bulletin board. The GameCube, which is the older version, iteration allows players to travel to other villages by trading memory cards written with the game data, but all sequential installments allow players to travel and interact online via Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, although City Folk also allows DS Suitcase to travel to other towns. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to end our podcast for today.
Just for now.
And we will be back again.
Part 2.
For another adventure.
Yes,
of
part 2.
Animal Crossing.
Part 2.
If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Global News. And we are out.
Bye.